Alright, good evening. Had to wait to do this part only because hard to do this experiment in the light. My name is JP Peach, properly wearing my PPE, gown, goggles. No gloves this time because we'll be washing our hands. Starting off with our no wash, quick wash, and good wash boxes, our glow in the dark germ, our black UV light, and then your scrubber. And then paper towels and soap under our sink. Welcome to my kitchen. Alright, starting off, labeled everything, 3 mLs in each bottle. Taking my goo, shake it up quite a bit well before this. Do it one more time. Adding about a quarter size. No ring. Fiance not happy about that, but we roll with science. Getting nice and dirty, Alright, my no wash. Taking 3 mLs. Transferring into my pipette. Alright. Well rubbed on, and we'll turn off the light, and we'll use the black light. Alright, kind of hard to see, but seeing my hands, I can see my terrible technique of washing between my nails, between fingers, even applying this stuff on. Other hand, a little bit better in coverage. Then going over, got a pretty good amount on there. Nothing on my clothes, nothing anywhere in the sink. You can kind of see it on the bottle. Alright. Turning the light back on. Now, washing it off. Preferring hot water. Starting off with water. Getting a good rinse, palms facing down. Do my Dawn soap about 3 times. Scrubbing good. Rinsing off. That's about what I would do. Water's not warm yet. Flicking as much water off. Paper towel. And pretty much dry. I'm now going to transfer my quick wash. Three mLs from one to the second. Now black light, go back. Lights are off, nice and dark. Good amount on the wrist, over by the pinky, definitely on the knuckles, calluses. My right hand or my dominant, a lot of calluses. Not as bad on the wrist. Fingernails are pretty good. Looking into my sink, not too many spots, probably 5 or 6 on the wall right here where I was holding over. Looking at the pipettes, this one is not as bad. I probably see 1 or 2 spots, but nothing too major. Going back. Light is back on, course classic. I will be washing off this to contain a control group. Trying to get the spot I may or may not have gotten. Oops. Alright, drying off. Alright. Betterly washed, a little bit better control, probably a few left, but goo. About quarter size. Fun stuff to play with. Same thing, get a good rub around. Get between those fingers. Notice that I'm getting a little bit on the wrist, between my hands. Places I missed last time. Now, germ on. It's going to look like the first experiment. Pretty glowy, pretty heavy, pretty dense. Now, turning on my water, getting a pretty good rinse going. And as a little bit of side note, playing with the black light a little bit, I could see spots on my wall and around my sink where I definitely going to wash a little bit better after this. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and antibacterial, fun stuff. Now, heavily deep, getting a little bit more up the wrist, between the fingers. Now, working with the Surgeons, I got to see how they did. Way better than I've ever seen in my life. They had little brushes instead of little pipettes kind of going through the nails, did all the way up through the arms. They have little floor presses. Pretty cool process when I worked with them. Washing between every finger. These parts right here, calluses, are between where the skin really builds up, are a little bit more tough. Alright. Now my pipette. These under the fingernails, don't have really fingernails, but underneath my fingernails, my cuticles, I noticed those are pretty heavy with this stuff. And between all those, rinsing that off. A little extra, never hurt anybody. ABCs twice is what they've always taught me, or happy birthday twice, always a good one too. Now for the final rinse, starting up from the top. Water's way too hot. Cool it off a little bit. Wrists are down, you don't want to go up. Germs go with it. Extra a little bit up. Making sure getting my fingers, between my fingers, my cuticles. Yeah, this is where people normally like to mess up. Drying off. Taking my paper towel, wiping off what I have done. It is unfortunately a little bit of water waster, but we're in Colorado. We're okay. And then turning it off. While I'm over here, I will turn off the light. Actually, I'll do my good wash, taking 3. Now turning off the lights, walking over, black light in hand, noticing sink, a little bit better because a little more water. You can kind of see on the back where I didn't wrap around with my black towel, you can see. Now checking out the hands. Calluses look a little bit more glowy, but I wouldn't say anything that would cause for what we first saw. Good on the wrists, between the fingers are good. Cuticles marvelous. Dominant hand, nothing. A little under the nail. I probably lacked on it. Trying to rub it with the pipe cleaner was a little bit hard with my left hand. Felt a little weird, so definitely underneath the fingernail. Between the hands, not bad. Wrist, not bad. So one spot. Calluses, but not really. Looking at my transfer pipette, there is nothing. Nothing I see. Alright, and that is it. Turn my light back on. Thank you for joining. What a great experiment. Should be at the beginning of microbiology. Probably a little bit better hand washing techniques for those lab sciences experiments. It should be in elementary school. But that was my hand washing technique with my glow. Clean up, dispensing, throwing everything away, getting rid of all this stuff, and then wiping down my surface because that black light showed me some areas.